So in today's Tuaro video, I wanted to give my personal opinions on Tuaro Majutsu Index Season 3. So a lot of people give this anime hate. So this particular anime in the community has been considered the worst Tuaro anime. So in the community, let's get the primary idea of this video out the way. What do I think about Index 3? I personally really like it. I think I really found this anime to be my favorite Index season, and I just find it really enjoyable from the payoff from watching the first two seasons. And I only found one particular scene from Index 3 confusing, as much as that's hard to believe. And honestly, after reading the light novels and watching the anime a second time, I can see its flaws. It's definitely the best Tuaro anime in terms of its story, characters, and the general visuals for the anime, but its biggest drawback and why people think it's the worst is its adaptation. So its adaptation is poor, even comparing to Index 1. So people really like Index 2 since it was a really good adaptation of the light novels. And personally speaking, it's really good. For having to adapt 7 light novels into 24 episodes, it was really good. But with Index 3, they did 9 light novels, which severely hurt some arcs in the light novel. And you can see it. In the anime, you can see where they try to adapt light novel chapters to 3 episodes. It was a rush. Even though that the anime adapts certain events like from point to point in the story and follows the story beats really well, it really doesn't have the impact and the emotional kind of push that certain events have compared to their light novel counterpart. And it becomes even more surprising and a bit more, you can really see the difference if you read the manga. So if you've read the manga for Index 3, and there's only up until Aqua the back, you can really see with certain scenes. And personally, I really was a bit disappointed that some of the direction choices weren't as good, but I think they did what they could. But personally, I can still see that the people making this still love the anime enough that they're willing to push in the effort. But its biggest problem is, in my opinion, the feeling that Index 3 was just done this way for the sake of reaching New Testament. People's justification for the rush and how it's done is basically thanks to that assumption that Index 3 is going to be followed by New Testament anime. So, if you don't know, New Testament is the light novel series after OT, which Index 3 adapts the rest of the OT light novels. So, honestly, it's not as bad as most people think. If you want to watch it over the light novel, you can. It's a good watch. If you don't want to read the light novels, this is a good watch and a substitute if you want to get into New Testament if you're an anime only. But you can genuinely see why people prefer reading the light novels and watch Index 3. So it's not as bad as most people think. You can genuinely enjoy the anime, and if you want to watch the anime as an anime only and feel a bit scared, you can genuinely enjoy this anime. Just keep in mind that it's not as good as the light novels, and even though the pacing is fast, it still gets the story across and the characters. And personally, if you want to read the light novels, you should if you can. All 3 Index seasons are a good substitute if you don't want to read the light novels and just want to watch the anime. And honestly, it's a good substitute, but it's not as good as light novels, and I do agree, but it's still a good watch. It's worth the watch, and honestly, the characters, the visuals, and the story really feel like the next step for Index, and I'm really happy that this was made. And I do see the disappointment, but honestly, I really did enjoy this anime, and I think that's also because of the source material and the people making it actually giving some love to the series, and it genuinely feels as though that the creators or the people making this anime really do love the franchise, and feels like that the anime is really just a bottleneck by having so much adapted. And honestly, if New Testament just slowed down with the adaptation and gave it only around 6 light novels to adapt, I think we'll be fine, even with 24 episodes. So that's generally my opinions.